grantees for today's celebration are Jason Liu and myself, Keely McAfee. This is the ending activity of a 2-month biography project.
To find out about the persons, influences, obstacles, achievements in life, and impact on the other people in the world. The process involved taking notes, creating an illustrated timeline, answering comprehension questions, and preparing an oral presentation. After becoming experts on our topics, we then created original long and short poems and wrote a musical verse. This is our first set of original poems. Our first poet is Anna Oakers as Amelia Earhart.
In the 1920s, a legend unrolled. Across the Atlantic was her large goal.
Jerry Spinelli was good at writing, but he really wasn't good at fighting. He wrote 5 books in just 13 years and sent them to a publisher without fear.
We told you our dreams, the challenge was ours.
I would now like to introduce our next set of original poems. Our first poet is Henry Capp as Jim Lovell. Our next set of Dreamer interviews. Our first presenter is Emily Nex as Nelson Mandela.
Introduce our next set of original poems. Our next poet is Darrell Van Leeuwen as William T. Sherman.
Overcoming this obstacle was also very hard for me, but
I would now like to introduce our final set of original poems. Our first poet is Reed Stiller as John F. Kennedy. Miss Antonellis, and Mrs. Godino. We would also like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Brodsky for all her help with the musical portion of the program.
The children have worked very, very hard on these presentations, but they've worked since January really on their Dreamer presentations. Instead of dawned on me, I said, "Oh yeah, we probably should change first." So they're set to go. If you want to wait to take them home, you may, but they need to go back and they need to change and everything. Otherwise, they can stay here and just take the buses home.